Hi guys, it's Friday, and as always on Fridays we are having our regular AMA. Nothing can change that. I think in 20 years we're gonna do the same every Friday. Before proceeding to reviewing the last week events and discussing what happens next and answering your questions, I would like to make some address to the community. I would like to address the community and maybe ask you for a little bit more understanding of the situation that we are facing. Because now we need your support, guys. And as you know, now we're like trying to turn things around, and this is what will be happening, like maybe starting from this weekend when we are launching the new bridges. And the thing will start getting better. So during those times, it's especially important for us to feel your support. And I would like to ask you not to harass the teams too much, not to bother them too much with like some accusations or like pester them with some kind of like FUD, you know. So as I stated several times, I am the person responsible for the whole ecosystem. Yeah, so you can bother me, guys. So it's okay. I'm ready for it. But please don't bother the teams, because they are working and they have to work to turn the situation around. We have like several teams within Waves ecosystem, independent teams who are working on different projects, and some of them are not like sustaining themselves yet, but they still have to be funded to move things forward. And this is very important to support them and to understand them. So if you have some money stuck in Virus or in gateways, the only persons who could help you are the people in Waves. Nobody else could help you. You know, so it's like it doesn't make sense, you know, to demand your like Virus funds to be released immediately, because to do that we would need to work, and you know nobody will be able to help you besides the Waves teams. So please have understanding for this. And if you're like unsatisfied with the current situation, which is pretty normal, if you have some suggestions or just want to, you know, to rant and to, you know, to be maybe a little bit unreasonable, you can reach out to me, guys, you know. So I will talk to you, and I'm quite often participating in different chats and different groups. I come to Virus group, to Neutrino group, so you can ask me any questions. It's okay, but please let the teams work, and please understand also that we need to fund the teams. Not all of them are sustaining themselves, but they all work to make the whole ecosystem sustainable. So as you know, after a pretty like hard last year, we are in a pretty like difficult situation, because we have a lot of like, not a lot of, like some USDN, former USDN, which is XTN now, and we have to convert some of it to fund the teams. It's not so much, but still, you know, so we're not trying to hide this fact. And the only way to turn things around now is to work a lot. I hope you understand, guys, because if you don't, I don't think that in this situation, your like thought or your like questions and accusations would help you in the first place. Because as I said, the only people who could help you is us. So please understand that. Don't bother the teams. bother me. I'm ready because like this is my job more or less. Yeah, so this is my address to the community. Please bear with us, especially when we are starting to turn things around. As I said, this weekend we plan to launch the bridges. The team that is working on bridges will be ready to launch the product. Those bridges will be integrated on Waves exchange, in other products on Waves. And I think this is very important for making things move forward again, you know, so, and it's happening, it's going to happen now. As for the gateways, I think the best way to proceed now, because there is a lot of problems with gateways, like technical problems. As you know, there is some like funds stuck on different proxy addresses. Also, because there is some like liquidity shortage. Some transactions are kind of like stuck in the limbo, you know, so you can't cancel them and you can't process them. So it's kind of weird because those gateways have been functional for many years, I think since 2017. And there is some like legacy, you know, and technical debt. So I think, and the easiest way to proceed would be to cancel all transactions and like allow people to maybe make new withdrawal requests, or for example, sell their tokens. So this is what we're going to do together with integrating the new bridges next week. And what else? Next week, we will also be starting with Waves DAO. Today, we have made the airdrop to USDN holders, XTN/USDN holders. You can claim your Power tokens on Power platform website. The next airdrop is going to be for Waves holders. And I think there is enough Power tokens in the market to actually launch the platform. Because we don't have to have too many tokens. The supply doesn't have to be too high because we need to have some tokens in the market to actually launch Waves DAO. And there's going to be also Waves Grants or Waves Association DAO, which is like non-profit. And also we're going to be launching Turkey Relief DAO soon. And I think the announcement will be next week. Because it's of course important to help people in Turkey, and at the same time, I think it will be a good opportunity to showcase our platform. This is it, guys. So please bear with us. The things are starting to move forward, and I really hope that you're going to be supporting us and helping us make Waves great. Because we are all in this together. It's a community project, and I don't like, you know, separate community from the team, you know, because it's hard to separate, you know. Some people from the community become a part of their team, and some people leave the team and maybe like they stay in the community. So it's a natural process, and it's always been like that, and it's going to be always like that. So for me, it's like one thing. All blockchain projects are community based, especially Waves, because we're like working for you. So please support us. So now I have some questions from the team. I'll answer them, and then I will be replying to the questions from YouTube chat. So first question is about the power airdrop. Will the power airdrop for Waves holders will be automatically locked upon claiming? I think it's going to be done in batches because I don't want too many tokens to hit the market in one shot. Because I think we need to support the price of a power token, and it doesn't have to like, you know, go to the moon, at least now, but it doesn't have to dump either. So I think it's going to be done in stages, and maybe some of those tokens is going to be locked for like 2 weeks. Next question is about a new stablecoin that launched in Waves ecosystem. It's not a new stablecoin; it's some kind of relaunch of East stablecoin that was launched on West chain, some kind of like sister chain to Waves chain. It's like enterprise version of Waves chain, and now it has like multi-collateral. It supports multi-collateral. That means that there can be like different assets in its treasury, and it's basically relaunching now. So it's an independent project from like an independent team. So please understand that. I think it's pretty obvious that there can be like dozens of stable coins on Waves, and anybody can launch anything on Waves. So I think it's a very reasonable approach. Like I'm kind of like endorsing it, but it's not my product. It's not my project. So you should reach out to the team if you have more questions. I can maybe describe a little the idea because I know how it works. It's a DAI setup, more or less. So it uses like CDP positions, so-called, where there's some kind of vault where you have to deposit your volatile token and receive a stable coin in return. And if there is some like collateralization issues, like the value of your collateral goes down, basically anybody can liquidate your vault, and that's how there's no like surplus of those tokens in the market when the collateral goes down, as it happened with USDN, unfortunately. And the interesting part here is it supports like 2 chains. So you can provide collateral on 2 chains. You can do that on a West chain, and at the same time, you can do that on Waves. So I think it's pretty interesting. I don't remember those setups. I think interchain collateral something new, because it's not like you use tokens from different chains. You can actually issue the stable coin on different chains. And I think it's pretty unique. Let's see how it goes. And as I said, it's like a totally independent project. And please treat it as such. What I announced like a while ago, that I would be launching a stable coin, has no connection to this. I think we are not ready yet. I think the situation should get better a little until we are ready. Before we're ready, I will let you know. So for now, we're not launching anything new. The plan is pretty clear. So we have the architecture worked out. We haven't done the development yet because the moment has not come yet. So I think we need to resolve a lot of problems in Waves ecosystem before we are ready to proceed with this. Next question. There seems to be a shortage of DApps at Waves, especially in gaming and NFT sector. Any plans to have gaming tournaments which will push gamers toward Waves? So we have ducks. We have some games based on ducks. I agree that it's not enough, but we need to attract more people. And also, because I'm personally not like a game developer, and because to be honest, I've never played games. Not my thing. Somehow, like I can relate to some games because my kid plays a lot of games. So that's why I like started ducks, basically because of my kid, because he liked ducks a lot. So we need to somehow maybe like attract more game developers, and I think Power Platform and Waves DAO, which is launching soon, should really help with that. Maybe we can have like a separate DAO specifically for game developers, because we have had some success with ducks. I think was not the biggest NFT game ever, of course, yeah, but it was pretty prominent, and it's still there. They're still hanging around. There is still a lot of ideas, and I think ducks are not dead. On the contrary, everything's going to be moving forward, and I have some ideas as well. I announced something, but I think at the moment it's better to let the team move according to their roadmap, and maybe I would have some like independent ideas based on Duck's metaverse, like because there is some metaverse obviously there. Yeah, so okay, I had 3 questions. Now I'm answering the questions from the chat. When will XTN be fixed? XTN is kind of like not broken, so the price is low, but if we move according to the roadmap, and if Waves ecosystem moves forward, it will be reflected in XTN price too. So patience, guys. What do you think about new GambleFi narrative? Wave seems like a good blockchain for gambling with integrated VRF. I have not heard about that narrative, but I always wondered why nobody has launched a proper blockchain casino, like sports gaming, betting. It's kind of like, I understand why actually, because all those betting platforms can be made transparent. There is a lot of tricks if you look closely, or you can create a very simple functionality for sports betting, which could be transparent, like 100%. But if you want something like more fancy, for example, like real-time betting, when you can bet on the result of a particular event as this event is happening. For example, you're watching soccer, and you can bet not only before the match starts, the game starts, but during the game, so in this case, you need some market making for those like bets, and it's very hard to do in a decentralized way. But if you, for example, do it in a very simple way, for example, if you can bet only before the event happens, it's okay, it can be done on the blockchain in a very transparent way, but it's going to be different from what people are accustomed to, so it's not gonna work like all those like huge betting platforms are working. So it's gonna be too simplistic probably. So this is a problem here. But let's see how it goes. I wouldn't be like interested in developing anything for gambling myself. But I would support people who would be interested in developing always, because I think it's a good use case for the technology. And sports betting is fun, actually, so maybe it's just like when people are not overdoing this, like when they're like playing moderately without like getting too crazy, it's okay. you know. But as I said, the problem is all those betting platforms that we are dealing with now have a lot of tricks which can't be replicated on the blockchain. Whoa, so many questions, guys. Are you confident in the professionalism of the team? It was they who allowed the current situation. Guys, you can blame me, actually. Don't blame the people, so because it doesn't make sense. How was your week, Sasha? It was okay. I traveled. I will travel back today. So maybe there was some kind of like not real problems, but the guys, Pepe team, are launching the bridges. There is some bugs. They're fixing them, but they're more or less moving according to the plan that we announced. So they're more or less on time. So weekend is the ETA. What is when is 10,000 ways draw? Still waiting for Twitter to fix their API, unfortunately. Please not cancel all withdrawals, but you can make a new one. Actually, what's the problem? Hey, Jiren, Jiren, sorry, actually, yes. Jiren from the Netherlands sent me a very nice mechanics to do the weekly lottery. Unfortunately, I'm not ready today again. Because I'm not just like so many different things, guys, so it's like it's hard. Next time, I guarantee you that, because I had to travel like from Europe to Dubai and to Dubai, from Dubai back to Europe. So it's like not so easy. I have a blockchain proof that BTC withdrawals are not processed with the queue. Yeah, you're right, man. Nobody said that they were processed according to the queue. Because as I said, with low liquidity, you have a situation when some transactions have not been sent and they're just somehow hanging in limbo, so you can't cancel them and you can process them, so as you said, it's correct. The transactions on the alt gateways are not processed chronologically. This is true. Yeah, light paper, yes. I promised you the light paper. Yes, I'm almost done with the one pager. I think it's going to be published either on weekend or maybe on Monday. I have to make one beautiful picture in it, and it's not going to be a full white paper, but it's going to be some kind of one pager, and it will actually describe the idea, and it will be sufficient to understand the idea. Actually, can you give my regards to your friend Doc One? I actually, funny story about Doc One. Like, if you're like trying to say that I'm Doc One, more power to you, man. Just like, it's funny because he was at our event in Korea in 2017. I just once you are mentioning this, somebody found him on a picture of that event from like 5 years ago. It's pretty fun actually. So, but I don't know him personally. Sasha, come to Latin America. I would love to. When power airdrop for Waze holders next week. Hayat Tech, our Turkish supporter. Yeah, Virus has a discussion and an incoming voting about XT investing. You need to understand that anybody can put up any question for voting on Virus. It's totally like 100% decentralized. So people also can vote to release all XTM, for example. Although I will be voting against this because nobody's going to be better off if we do that. Everybody's gonna suffer. So, but you can try. You can try, guys. So you can come up with any proposal for the community, and if it's reasonable, hopefully the community will accept it. And if you find somebody to code it, basically, because you need to submit the code on Virus, and the code is not buggy, it will be implemented. So it's not like it's like decentralized, it's like 100% decentralized. So you can do whatever you want on Virus, guys. What do you think about global bank system current situation? Good question, because it's like it's not connected to Waves directly. So it's always fun to speak about something else, about some other people's problems, Yeah, I think it's pretty bad, guys. So they're starting to print money again. Maybe it's good for crypto in the short run, but you now understand that they have only two options. Either they print money or they do something with interest rates, and they can't find the balance. So I'm really disappointed, because usually you think that there is some like smart guys out there, who, are at the helm of economy, but it's not the case. Looks like they're not too smart. So, and the system is kind of like fucked, really fucked, because the problem is you can't do with money what central banks are doing. They are like printing as much money as they want, and they're like creating value out of nothing, which is also somehow a case in crypto. But crypto is not the worst criminal here, because the banks have been doing that for years, for like decades, and maybe for centuries, at least since we don't have gold as money collateral anymore. So you can't create value out of nothing, and all the problems that we are facing are because of that. So let's see how it goes, and I would be really cautious to predict anything right now, because it's like it can go either direction. So let's just see how it goes. Let me scroll to the bottom and maybe go back on top. There is a vote on the Neutrino website for raising swap limits. Why the team does not support it? Good question. I will take a look. But if we support yeah, but there's going to be like more selling pressure for XTN, right? And for WX. Are you sure that it's time to do that? Maybe a bit later. Please, Christoph. Hi, Christoph. Christoph from Sign Art. Nice to see you here. Hi, Sasha. Please support Sign Art Battle next week. We onboarded a good amount of new artists that will battle against each other. Awesome. I will take a look, and I will obviously be retweeting the hell out of it. We need more rewards to extend holder. Yeah, you're right, because I promised you that, guys. So there is like a lot of moving pieces now, because we ended WX, We plan to add virus, and probably we can think about some staking for XTM. Like, yes, because there is so many moving pieces, we need to do it like one by one, step by step. But it's an option that probably should be executed, because if people receive like 5% APY, it's easier for them. And as Aztec is saying, there is incentives for XTN actually still. For example, you can put your XTN in XX pools and some other pools on Waves. Oh, Wave School prizes. People are asking about Wave School prizes, but I'm being honest with you, I don't know. I have to inquire about that, about the situation. Sasha, can you say what was the important message? Yes. So at the beginning of my AMA, I addressed the community and I asked you for support during like next week and like maybe a couple next weeks when we are launching the bridges, and we are doing our best to start moving finally. And I asked you not to harass the teams. If you can harass myself instead, it's okay. Yeah, but please let people work. And also you need to understand that people need to be and get paid. So if you think that we are selling XTN, yeah, we do sell some XTN. And I'm being like completely transparent here, because otherwise we wouldn't be able to pay the teams, and the teams wouldn't be able to work on moving forward, and we would be stuck in the current situation forever, you know. So, and the only people who could help you now is us and yourself, guys. You know, so we're all in this together. What the plan to bring liquidity after bridges? Obviously, we will have to do some marketing. You know, it's not going to be immediate, and it's going to take us some time, because there is like everybody's so scared now, not only of waves but of crypto in general, and the economy is like incredibly weird at the moment. You know, so. But in due time, the liquidity will be back. Please add more coins to virus. Yeah, good point, guys. Please understand that all the projects on Waves are waiting for the new bridges, and once they are launched, everything will be kind of like relaunched, and there's going to be new markets on virus. And basically, virus will be relaunched. So as for new coins, I'm not like 100% sure when they will be launched on virus. I think the plan on virus is to launch the new bridges tokens first, like major tokens. And actually, I think it's a bit of a problem to use lending pools for less liquid tokens, you know. So you can definitely use them for Bitcoin, Ethereum, Waves as well. But if you just like use it for some like, I'm sorry, shit coins, you might have some issues, you know, because it's not guaranteed that you would be able to get your money back, as it happened with USDN, as you know. And it happened not only on virus, even on like larger platforms such as Avi. It happened, you know, because those like lending protocols are very easy to use, because you don't need to think. You just deposit your liquidity into the pool and you just collect APY. But nobody's like saying to you that there is no guarantee. There is no guarantee, none, that you will be able to take your liquidity back out of the pools. There is no guarantee there. You know, it's like it's set up in such a way that there is no guarantee. you know. So it's a problem with these protocols. And in the next version of virus, I think we will try to resolve this problem on the protocol level. It should still be discussed with the team, but this is my suggestion to this is because there is a way to maybe at least alleviate this problem, to make sure that protocol never gets stuck. And I think it will be implemented in the next version of virus. And also, virus tokens are already added to XTN collateral, but not activated. So the activation will come pretty soon. I think 1.5 million of virus tokens have been added to the collateral. They are there. You can check it on the blockchain, but they're waiting for the activation. Now the transition from layer 2 to layer 1 started. It's going to be like two different things. We're going to have EVM on layer 2, but it's going to be a very interesting layer 2. It's like it's somehow gonna be a part of layer 1. You will understand what I mean when I publish my one-pager, like maybe this weekend, maybe on Monday. Yeah, Wave School, let me just like message immediately before I have forgotten. Give me a minute, guys, sorry. Yeah, I will turn the light on a second. XTN you can solve. Absolutely. I'm pretty optimistic about XTN actually. The old gateways will continue to work. They will until all outstanding payments have been withdrawn. So there is no like ETA when we shut them down. Maybe they will work indefinitely. DAI, as for DAI withdrawals, I think there is no problem with DAI. I think it's not a problem to turn them on, but I should ask actually. Let's do the weekly raffle. Give me like, 5 minutes, guys. Yeah, 10K bounty on Twitter. I'm still waiting for API to be working again on Twitter to parse the tweets, because otherwise it's impossible to, because when I started to do that, it worked. And then Elon did something and it stopped working. Why don't you support Unvest all XTN and rip off the band-aid? It's very stupid. I will like, because it's gonna go to like a fraction of a cent, and people will be dumping it like crazy, and nobody's gonna be happy, you know. So you will lose money, and there is no chance that you will get that money back, you know. So now we can work on making everybody whole, and eventually everybody will be made whole. But if we support something like that, like let's just give people XTN and let them do whatever they want with it, what are they gonna do? They're gonna dump it, and they're gonna be dumping it more and more as the price goes down, you know, and there's not gonna be any limit to this. So this is gonna be like UST, you know. So I don't think it's a good idea, guys. I think we need to be more like smart and have some kind of like long-term vision here, because you're not gonna give up on their money so easily, right? So if you can wait, it's better to wait than suffer the loss which you can't like unwind. I wouldn't do that, but it's up to you. But as I said, I will vote against this. Will waves be $10 again? I think if like if they print like $10 trillion more in the US, everybody will be like $1,000, even like USD. I explained you why I don't want to invest it all in one shot. Why people can't log in with seed in PowerDAO website? I'll check. I didn't know about that. My DAI transactions. Let me ask about DAI. Let me ask about the DAI, guys. Give me a minute. I already suggested to your team to do some medium-sized waves pumps so you can finance yourselves and gradually fill the hot wallets to accelerate. How how do you think people make pumps? Like just a genuine question. How do you think it works? You don't respond on Telegram. I respond on Telegram because I have hundreds of messages and I have a lot of things to do. So, but I respond on Telegram regularly to everybody. Yes, old markets on virus. Yes, this is a plan. I think we will start with some payments to unvested USD, USDC. Since the beginning of the year, the price of Bitcoin has only been growing. The price of waves is only falling. How to explain it? It's such an interesting question. So like, waves ecosystem is going through a pretty rough patch, I would say. So, and what about Bitcoin? I think Bitcoin is the only crypto that actually makes sense at the moment for speculation, to be honest. So we do not control waves markets. I don't know if it's good or bad, but we don't control it. So we just need to work on the products and make something unique and working. And it will be reflected in waves price. And it's pretty, like, so guys, it's kind of like weird because I think you need to see a bigger picture. So much important things are happening in the world right now. And you should sometimes take your eyes off cryptocurrency charts and maybe read some news, and maybe analyze something. If you monitor all those like short-term movements, you just don't see the bigger picture, which is pretty interesting now, I would say. And it's really hard to say what's going to happen next. Not for crypto, not for Waves specifically, even not for crypto, but for the world in general. So don't be so fixated on like short-term profits, because if something bad happens in the world, you won't need those profits. I recommend you like at least keep an eye on a bigger picture. Shut up about more important things. People can't pay rent and medical bills because you won't process their withdrawals. Please reach out to me on Telegram, my friend, and we will work it out. How can you talk so much without saying anything? What do you want to hear? What did you do with our USDC liquidity scammer? Why aren't you in the same prison cell with Sam yet? Sasha should be jailed. And as I said, you probably didn't hear, so I explained the situation with liquidity to you guys during the last AMA. And at the beginning of the current AMA, I addressed you. And I explained that the only way to help you guys is to let us work, So if I'm in jail, this is not going to help you, So and people are like mentioning jail as if it means something, So I have not done anything bad, so I'm ready to face anything, So it's like I'm not here to make money. I'm not here to profit off of you. And I've been doing this since at least 2014, because I think this is the only technology that can change the world. And blockchain and like decentralized ledgers in general, like decentralization. And this is the only reason why I'm here, so please, you can mention jail as much as you want, but to be honest, I don't care, believe it or not, I do not care. Frank, you keep repeating the same questions. I think you should reach out to me on Telegram, because it doesn't look good. And you can ask for my Telegram handle from somebody who knows it. A lot of people do. As for DAI, I asked, and actually I received a reply that there is no problems with DAI. So maybe I can check again. I think it should be working. What do you think of the news table that West is putting out? I think it's an interesting approach. It is not like 100% unique, because it replicates DAI in a way, but everybody replicates DAI now, because this is probably the most secure approach to creating algorithmic stablecoins. Nobody has come up with anything better. And it has some unique points. You can issue this table on two chains, so it's like interchain. Yes, and I think it's a good product, and it was launched like a while ago, but didn't get any traction. and they're like basically relaunching this now. So I think that it has some potential, and as I said, there can be like many different stable coins on Waves, and I committed to launching a new one when the situation is a little bit more stable. We will launch a stable coin when the situation is stable. But there can be some different groups of people who are doing the same, more power to them. And if it's like a reasonable, solid project, I will be happy to support them. The funds to pay off my mother's house are in arrears. I told you, so people who reach out to me usually get their problems resolved if they're like not trying to like scam me. Yeah. So please reach out to me because we can do something. We have some EU XTN that we issued a long time ago. We can, for example, swap your position on virus for some XTN that we have, and you don't have to wait, but it depends on like how urgent it is for you, Yeah, DAI is still on hold. Yeah, I think there is some problem with rebalancing between different chains. Yeah, for DAI. Okay, I will keep an eye on it. Waste 2025 reaches $100, right? Maybe, so it's like I'm laughing because so I'm just like reading the news, and like Federal Reserve in the US is gonna print $2 trillion again. I think everybody can reach $100 soon. Everything can reach $100 soon with so much money printing. When current withdrawals will be canceled, when the new bridges are launched. I think it's better to do that in one shot. What about rewarding people starting gateway with WX? It's a good idea, actually, and I think I suggested it myself, but then we added WX to extend collateral, and a lot of WX started to hit the market. So yeah, so we decided not to do that for now, but now I think we can return to that idea. Yes, we need to compensate you guys. This is obvious. Do you think to list WX token on other DEXs? I would focus on Waves ecosystem for now, Vladimir, the future will be bright, absolutely. But we have to make the future bright, so we can't just wait till Bitcoin goes up. It's like, I understand your like mentality, guys, but have some other mentality. For example, I have never invested in anything in my life. I never bought anything with a desire to profit passively from it. So I have some other mentality, and I think more people should have it. So you can't just buy something and wait till it goes up because it doesn't depend on you. You should participate in the things that you interact with, Waves Army, absolutely. We will still compensate people with stock withdrawals. If you mean like some additional bonus, can be discussed. What incentive to keep XTM? If everything goes well and Waze ecosystem grows, it will be reflected in XTM price. So let me do the raffle. And Jiren from the Netherlands, I'm sorry, I will do that the old way. One final time. And next time I will use your algorithm, I promise. Cool. I think it's some ambassador, but I don't know him or her personally. So maybe not. So today's winner is a guy or a girl, probably a girl. Let me, where is my tweet? Wait. Wait, why? Yep. Yep. So user Florida. A Bitco. Yeah, so I'm not sure who that is. Yeah, so like, but please reach out to me with your address. Always confuse the stress in this work. Okay, so guys, as I said, you can like FUD all you want, but next week we are starting to turn things around. And if you really want to help us do that, if you want to, for example, get your money out of VRS, if you want our old gateways to process the transactions, please bear with the teams. You can like FUD all you want in my Telegram and on my Twitter, but this is the time to start moving and to start turning things around. And this week, next week, like this weekend, next week is starting finally. And we've been waiting for that for a long time. So please help us help you. Guys, let's get started. LFG. And this is happening next week. Thank you. This is my message to the community. This is my address to the community. And I hope that you understand what I mean, because as I like said many times, we're all in this together. Ride on waves, power to the people. See you next time. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me on Telegram. I love you all. Have a good, productive week. Till next Friday, guys.